Yo, Fraggin' fam. Hey, I'm finally back at Warrior Flow Fitness. What do I mean by finally? Maybe you don't know what's going on. I haven't been at the studio for 2 weeks. My wife, my daughter, and myself all had a case of the COVID-19 with the Omicron variant. So, yeah, I've had to take a couple weeks off of my training. This is the longest I've gone without swinging a mace in a very long time. So it is definitely going to be playing a factor as far as training for this 24-hour swing. So hey, on that note, I don't know if I've announced it or not officially yet, but in June of 2022, I'm going to swing a pair of 2-pound Indian clubs for 24 hours. Every 6 hours, I'm going to allow myself a 5-minute pause to go to the washroom, but I may or may not take those depending on how I am feeling. But 24 hours is going to be the goal. It's going to be very challenging. I am going to need to train like crazy for it. And because of that, yeah, I am a little stressed out by the fact that I completely missed my first week of training thanks to the COVID-19. Unfortunately, that is the reality of the world that we live in these days. And I'm very lucky to have had a relatively mild case, but it has absolutely played a factor. So my wife, my kid, and myself all had it. My wife had the booster. So she'd had all 3 shots. I'd only had the 2 shots of the vaccine. I had not had the booster because when the booster became available for my age group, I was recovering from my last solstice swing, and I didn't want to put my body through that, so I didn't get the booster, and then hey, I ended up getting COVID anyways. My wife didn't really have it too bad. For about a day, she was feeling rough and was good. My daughter was just a little sniffly for about 30 minutes and then was back to bouncing off the walls. She had one lazy day, but other than that was good, so barely affected her. I got my ass kicked for a couple of days, but comparatively to what some people go through, absolutely none, like it was nothing. So very grateful for that. But it has absolutely destroyed my conditioning. So a few days after I was feeling good again, but was still having to isolate just due to the rules of everything, we had a wicked snowfall here in Saskatchewan, so I had to go shovel, and it wrecked me. Like, shoveling is not something that really hits me too hard just due to my fitness level, but I was gassed, like sucking wind. Took me like an hour to catch my breath. I came inside and just laid down on the floor when I was done because I was so burnt out. Like, I would honestly say I was more fatigued after 45 minutes of shoveling than I was after my 12-hour swing, than I am after 80 minutes of rugby, than I ever was after playing football. Like, it crushed me. So absolutely, Corona played a factor in that for sure. So now I am a week behind as far as my training goes, but hey, life happens. When in doubt, pivot out. So I'm going to pivot. I'm going to reevaluate my training plan, remap some of the stuff. I'm going to have to start slow and build back up, which is a shame, but again, part of life, and I'll make it happen. So that's really what it comes down to, is I'm going to be starting my training back up today. I am going to start slow and see how my body's doing. I'm going to run a few tests, if you will, some diagnostics, and from there, I'm going to start pushing the intensity, and I'm going to continue to push the intensity until June, where it'll be time to rock that 24-hour swing. To my knowledge, I'll be the first person to do that in over 50 years, so very excited for that. Now that's what, every week I'm going to be posting a new one of these videos, updating you guys as to how this training went. So if you're wondering how a guy trains for a 24-hour swing, you want to see a little bit of it, you want to hear a little bit of it, hey, stay tuned and watch the YouTube page. Make sure you hit subscribe, maybe turn those notifications on, and we'll go through this together, y'all. One way or another, though, I thank you for the support. Much love. It's time for me to get training. Quite literally, in about 15 minutes, I'm going to start up my first training set of this block for this 24-hour swing. So, time to go warm up. Talk to you later. Much love.